Hey Ann Arbor, what's going on? It's day 8 of the World Cup has finally wrapped up, and don't worry, we'll get into the USA versus Slovenia stuff in a minute. And first of all, thanks for everybody who came out to that party. It was pretty hopping down there at AnnArbor.com, but I don't have to tell you. Everybody who was there knows. We'll show you a little clip of it.
Man, I guess people actually work at 9 o'clock in the morning on Fridays.
Who'd have thunk it? Alright, so like I said, we'll get into USA Slovenia in a minute, but first of all, the early game, if you woke up to see it, you were probably a little bit upset with the referee. Germany versus Serbia, seven yellow cards in this game, 1 red. Miroslav Klose sent off, and Serbia gets an upset victory. Just the start of the day with horrible refereeing, and this was terrible.
Yeah, Germany loses their best striker in the first half. They play most of the game a man down, and they had their chances to score, but Serbia seized the moment, and they get a 1-0 victory. Germany's looked so impressive in that first game. I mean, I'd look for them to bounce back, but as of right now, that group's up for grabs.
Yep, absolutely. Now, going on to the group that everybody cares about and everybody was watching, USA versus Slovenia. Terrible start to this game. I cannot emphasize enough how bad the U.S. looked in the first half. That's all I saw because I had to go watch the baseball semifinals. Congratulations to Father Gabriel, Richard, Celine, and Pioneer. All made the state finals today, but kept me from watching games. Anyway, the second half, allegedly, was one of the most fantastic things in U.S. soccer history, marred by another terrible call.
Yep. Yeah, you know, the U.S. got the party going with the man, Landon Donovan. Takes a ball, nice ball, but he makes a run on the touchline, and he absolutely leaves no doubt in anybody's mind. Just takes a rip. Didn't just score a goal, he made a statement with that shot. Really brought me to my feet, and he got the ball rolling for the U.S. Bradley gets another one in the 80th minute. Kind of get one stolen from us in the 85th minute, but really impressive to get the tie.
Yeah, well, actually, like you were telling me earlier, if someone said all the U.S. has to do is win and their final game of the group stages and they will go on, we would have taken it. We wanted this win. We obviously wanted a win against England, but guess what? Still in position, and that gets us into the scenarios. If you want to ignore all the complicated stuff, there's 2 very easy things that could happen. U.S. wins, and they're in. U.S. loses, and they're out. Simple as that. It gets a little dicey if the U.S. ties, and the U.S. is really good at tying.
Quite proficient in tying. This is where it gets tricky. This is where I'm glad that I did okay on the meet. Actually, I did horrible, but I still figured this out. It took me a while. Alright, here's the deal. If the U.S. ties and England wins, later U.S., see you in 2016.
Come on.
If the U.S. ties and Slovenia wins, U.S. is second place in the group, we're through.
Go Charlie Browns.
Hey ho. Now, here's where it gets really tricky. This might be trig plus a little bit of calc.
Calculus 4 minimum.
Bear with me. If the U.S. ties and England ties, which, as we've stated before, both teams are quite proficient in doing,
awesome at tying.
Gets a little bit tricky. First tiebreaker is goal differential.
Ties.
All 3 teams tying, goal differential is going to be the same. Second tiebreaker is total goals. As it stands right now, after 2 games, U.S. has 3, England has 1. Looking good for us. After that, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th tiebreakers are all about your head-to-head matchups. We tied against England. That's not going to work. So, in the case that U.S. ties 0-0, and let's say England ties 2-2, we got ourselves a pretty interesting situation. Tails.
Heads.
U.S. is going home. Oh, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Biggest tournament in the world gets decided by a coin flip.
How do they decide what currency to use?
They actually play a 90-minute match. Winner gets to pick the coin.
I just went cross-eyed. Of course, there was one more game of the day. Like I said, I didn't see it, but Bob watched the replay. I saw some replays. England and Algeria. And after seeing this game, what do you gather?
Yeah, I actually went back later this evening, watched the game, scouted our opponent. Here's what I took from it. We've got what it takes to tie this team.
Yeah, like we said, really good at tying. On to today's picks, and we apologize in advance. No Mike Rothstein picks today because a lightning bolt hit my computer on the way home from the Saline baseball game. Thanks, Hornets. Okay, game 1, Netherlands versus Japan. Both of these teams got a win their last time out. Japan with a big upset over Cameroon, Netherlands over Denmark. I like the Dutch in this one.
As do I. I'm not right. The Samurai made me look smart on my first prediction, but the Dutch are my boys.
Yeah, I think Ilya is probably going to get a start on the left side, open up the game a lot. Next game, Ghana versus Australia. Not just any Australia, but a Tim Cahill, i.e. their best player and captain-less Australia. I'm taking the Black Stars.
I'm with you. Black Stars all the way.
No love for the Underoos. Okay, Cameroon versus Denmark, last game of the day. This one's kind of a toss-up. I'm going to take Denmark because of how they looked against Netherlands. Sure, they lost 2-0, but I think they've got what it takes to frustrate Samuel Eto'o enough and maybe get a goal in transition or something. So I'm going to take Denmark.
Yeah, this game's got afternoon nap written all over it. That said, I like Eto'o. I think he's going to be the difference. Let's go, Cameroon.
Mail. Apparently there was some bad refereeing on Friday, and we actually got some mail regarding this. This mail comes from Chris, and he says, in the most objective way possible, what was the worst ref decision? All the cards in the Germany versus Serbia game, or the terrible call that led to a goal being revoked in the U.S. game? And at first I was actually thinking the Germany game because there were so many cards, took out their best player. He's not going to be able to play in their next game. But Bob convinced me otherwise.
Yeah, not only was the call in the 85th minute an absolutely egregious call, I mean it was wrong, took away a goal, but at that point in the game, in the 85th minute with the game tied, you take away a goal, you're also taking away a win. U.S. got robbed of 2 points, and I don't even think I'm being an objective. I think the U.S. got robbed, though.
Yeah, you play to win the game, you play to score goals. That took away both in one call. So I've flipped the switch on that one, and I'm saying the refereeing in the U.S. game was worse. Well, as always, you can contact us at petercunningham@annarbor.com. That's petercunningham@annarbor.com. As always, I'm Pete Cunningham. He's Bob Gross, and we're out.